Hi everyone, glad to have you guys back. If this is your first time, welcome. Today's the start of the week for me, so what am I talking about? It's the second day of the week. For me it's Tuesday, and I was praying about what my next video should be about all weekend long, or maybe since my last video. And starting yesterday, I had more thoughts about doing this, about judgment, I guess. You know, judging others and what not to do and how we should treat people, because ultimately we're here to be Jesus's image. You know, we have to show everybody what it is to be Jesus-like and to spread that love, because we live in a world now that it's so easy to become negative and judgmental and just not nice, you know. So I prayed about it all morning on what to write, and even some verses that will go with this, you know. So, you know, I hope everybody's feeling well. I hope today is going good for you. If it's not, it's still early enough for you to change it. You know, we're still breathing and we're still in great health and able to do what we need to do, then, you know, do something that's going to make your day a little better, you know. Because there's no point of being down or sad, because those are things from the enemy, and we, like I said, we don't got time for that, all right? We got to push ourselves through. And I speak of this because I was one. I'm so proud of myself that I'm doing this and being so consistent. And the devil tries me. He really does. Because today I went and dropped off my kids at school, and then I was going to buy coffee at the bodega. Who don't know Spanish, that's the corner store pretty much. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go home, make my own cup of coffee. And I even baked some Greek yogurt bagels. Are delicious and a healthier alternative, because I'm trying to eat better too. And because my plan was to come straight here after I dropped off my kids. So I was like, you know what, let me go home, eat first, so I don't have to spend no money, and I can eat better, because my goal is to eat healthier. Because if I go to the bodega, my breakfast is a butter roll with cheese and some light and sweet coffee. I dip my bread in my coffee, and that's heaven for me. But I gotta stop eating that. More so because of the carbs, you know. And even after I finished eating, I had a few phone calls. I was talking to a few people, and even in that quick second, I felt like, oh, let me go lay down. I'm tired. Tired of what? I've been going to sleep so early with my children, it's not even funny. God has been making sure I rest. Because before I would stay up, not before, but like a week ago, I would stay up after the kids went to sleep and stay up longer, because that was the only time I would get silence and be able to do the things I wanted to do. I guess during the summer, but now that they're in school, I've just been going to sleep with them, man. I've been so tired. So I'm like, I'm at home, I'm like, oh, let me take a nap. I'm like, yeah, right, let me get myself out the door and do what I have to do, you know. Because the enemy, he would try to stop you, and we don't got time. We don't have time, okay? So like I said, we're gonna talk about judging, and wherever it goes from there, God takes me, we'll go. So the first verse I want to read is from the book of John 7, verse 24, and this is from the King James Version. It says, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Which, for me, what that means is, you know, we're gonna have to righteously judge people. And an example I could use is someone who's on, like myself, on the path, on my journey with God, and still learning. You know, there might be things that I'm doing that I don't even know it's wrong or not Christian like. So if you see somebody doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or it's not aligning with the Bible, then, you know, you want to privately pull them to the side or send them a message. And maybe somebody on social media, we follow so many people on social media that we may see things that they're doing, and for me, my first reaction is to not say nothing, because I don't like confronting people. I don't like to make people feel bad. And I gotta get out of there, because the enemy uses that for me to be quiet. And I had an incident. I mean, I don't know if I want to call it an incident, but there was this, I went to go pick up one of my kids from school, and there's a line for us to go in to pick the kids up into the building. And there's this mom who is tall. She's super tall. She's always dressed up in a dress with high heels, picking up who I believe is her son. And everybody, since, you know what's crazy is that during the first, I think it was the first day of school, when I went to go pick up my daughter, I saw this lady, right? And she has a dress on, and it's like a mini skirt type of dress. And my first thought was to tell her, because she was getting into the car, I wanted to compliment her, like, oh, you look beautiful today. And I think she had gotten a phone call on her cell phone when she was getting in the car, so I didn't even have the opportunity to say that to her, But I felt it in my spirit that I should have said that, but she got a phone call, I didn't say it. And this lady I see every day now during dismissal more, and everybody's always talking to her. Everybody's always looking at her, always whispering, because she's really tall, like she's basketball tall. And there's even questions about things they shouldn't be questioning, And there's one of the parents were behind me, or everybody was already whispering, And I'm over here feeling uncomfortable, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want them to come talk to me about her, because I don't want to judge this girl. I really don't. And here comes one of the parents. Oh, he's whispering a bunch of things that I'm not going to repeat. And I told him, I didn't say it with confidence, but I told him, I'm not one to judge, and she's here picking up her son, And he's like, oh, I know. But what I felt short of, or feel like I could have done better, I could have said that in more confidence, like, listen, we shouldn't judge nobody, that's the way she wants to dress. She's not bothering anyone. Let's let her be, and let her pick up her son calmly, because I know that she knows that people got to be whispering and looking at her, which is, now that I look back to that first day, why I felt that need to tell her this. And I'm gonna tell her one day when I see her again. I'm gonna tell her that she looks nice, because you know what? People need to hear that, especially people like this that are always looking down on. Because I know, I don't want to say too much, because it's just not necessary, but I really feel the need that I need to tell her how nice she looks, and make her feel good, because I probably was the only one there thinking with the no judgment mind, because I don't like that. I really don't like that. I felt so bad for her inside, that even when she walked by us, because she picked up her son first and then walked the opposite way, she's saying, oh, I'm so tall. She's holding an umbrella because it was just a little bit. I don't know. It's just things like that. Like, we shouldn't judge nobody, and I guess this is what started all this, because who are we to judge anyone? Who are we to judge anyone's appearance, I'm gonna focus on appearance. Who are we to judge anyone with their appearance? This girl, she's dressing in the way she's dressing confidently. I wish I had that confidence. Now I'm breaking out of my shell, but she walking down this way like she in a runway. And I give her props, because I'm like, all right, girl, you do you, okay? I like that about her. She has confidence, even though everybody's looking at her like, girl, what are you wearing? She's like, I'm wearing it and I look cute, okay? And I love that about her, and I'm gonna make it my business to compliment her the next time I see her. And I just try to refrain from even being in a conversation like that. And if I ever am, I want to be confident and strong when I say something to somebody, because I always tend to shy away, because I still have that thing with the people pleasing, And I'm working on it, and I'm getting better. So righteous judgment. Let's say you see somebody online or anywhere that's preaching or doing something of God, and you see that they're doing it not in the right way. You want to communicate with them privately. You never want to expose them in front of people. Your intention shouldn't be to embarrass them. Your intention shouldn't be to make them feel bad. Your intention should be delivering this message or concern with love, so they understand. I used to work in the hospitality for many years. And I used to be a supervisor at some point, and we were trained to, when we had to bring someone into the office to talk to them about their if they did something wrong. They always told us, always start with something good, compliment what they've done good, and then proceed to what they need to work on. So that's how I move forward with everybody too. If I have to say something to somebody that's not nice, of course I'm gonna want to say something that's gonna make them feel good, and then kindly add those other concerns that I feel that they need to work on. And because you never want nobody to get defensive, and maybe somebody will get defensive instantly because they might be, it might be a trigger for them. We don't know what people are going through or have been through in the past of people judging them, or they don't take criticism lightly, or whatever the case might be. We should always want to do everything with love. Why? Because we are Christian and we're supposed to be following Jesus. And Jesus, how do you think Jesus would be speaking to us if he was out here in flesh in front of our faces? He would talk to us with so much love. I don't even think we've even witnessed the type of love that Jesus has for us in flesh. I kind of have somebody in mind who's really kind, and when you see her, she's just full of peace and love, and I'm like, wow, you can really see Jesus in her. And like, she's so calm and kind. Like, this is how we just have to be, because like I said, there's a lot of mean people in this world. So after praying, it also led me to the Sermon on the Mount, which is where Jesus gives his sermon in the book of Matthew. And where I started writing from, the Sermon on the Mount starts from Matthew book 5. So this is the NIV version, and this is in the book of Matthew 7 verses 1 and 2, and it says, "Don't judge, or you would be judged, for in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measures you use, it will be measured to you." So don't think, because you're probably judging mentally or in secret, that God don't see you or hear you. He knows. He sees everything. God is what you call omnipresence, everywhere at the same time, meaning in the whole world. Every single person is around God right now because he is everywhere. So he's going to see everything you're doing. Oh, you want to judge this person? Okay, let's judge you. And that's what we're trying to refrain from. We don't want to be judged when we get to heaven, do we? Because I sure don't. That's why I'm trying my best to learn the Bible and to practice it and to walk it and to change what I need to change, because I'm not there yet. And I will never be perfect because I don't walk on water. But I'm going to try my very best to be... I'm going to try my very best that when people see me, they see the glow of God, the glow of Jesus. You understand? So, when we get to heaven, we don't want to be judged. And this is going to take me to also the NIV version. This is the book of Matthew 7. And these are verses 21 to 23. Which I think I mentioned this in my last few videos behind this one. But I'm saying it again. "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' would enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles?' Then I will tell them plainly, 'I never knew you. I never knew you. Away from me, you evil doers.'" I don't want to hear this, and I hope you guys don't want to either. You could, like I said, people could sit here and do all this stuff. They could speak all this. They could speak all the verses they want. They could post all the verses they want on social media. They could show face at church. They could show face at all the events. But if you're not truly practicing what we need to practice for God in our heart, he's going to know. And this is what he's talking about. You didn't do it with God's intention in your heart. You know what I mean? We have to genuinely do all these things. It should come out naturally for us. And maybe some of the things we need to practice on because we're changing. Maybe we weren't like this before. But, God knows when you're trying to change. And he knows when you're just trying to be slick. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, pray to God to, and that's also another thing. When you feel like you need to bring something to someone's attention, pray to God first about it, so he can confirm and prepare you with the words that are going to be loving and kind to this person. Because our motive, our mission is to say this in the most loving way so they do not get offended. You know, and if they do get offended in that quick second, then give them time, you know. Maybe they'll come around. Like me, I naturally get defensive right away if I feel like somebody's, because I have this insecurity because of past issues of when people bring something to my attention, it's like I'm getting in trouble, you know. So my first reaction is to be defensive, but then I catch myself quickly now, and I know that it's coming from a loving place, especially if it's from someone from church and somebody who's trying to look me out. And then normally I'll explain to them why I'm like this, and so they could get understanding, you know. But we don't want to have somebody walking in the wrong path or doing things in the wrong way and just stay quiet. That's not okay. And that's for anything. If you see anything wrong happening in someone's life, or in the kids' schools, or in your work, and you feel the need like you should say something but you're staying quiet because you're trying to avoid the situation, no, if you feel like it's important, pray to God for the wisdom and the words to move forward, or to confirm to you, like I said, to confirm, he will confirm to you if you're the one that needs to do this, you know, or if it needs to be brought up. But in general, we just gotta be kind to everybody. Don't judge no one, nobody. And if you do catch yourself judging, because we're all gonna fall short, just, you know, ask for forgiveness and do your very best not to do it again. Because let me tell you, I've been judged a lot. And I mean in my face. So I have a thick skin, you know. And I was the type of person that as soon as somebody, and it could have been a stranger in the street, they would have said something to me in a mean way or anything, I would be one to be sensitive and literally start crying. Like, you hurt my feelings, I'm right away in tears. Like, obviously I probably won't do it in front of them, but they probably will see it. But as soon as I'm by myself, I'll start crying, and I would think about that situation all day. Why? Because somebody judged me, you know. And to be real, I had an incident like that a few months ago. I was on the bus. I had just come out of my daughter's I think she had like a Mother's Day event at her daycare. And I was on the bus in my world, minding my business, so I thought. And here comes this lady on the bus. She's like arguing with this other poor mom that's there with her 2 infants, and because she was from the Middle East, I'm assuming she was from an outside country, she was judging this poor lady, and she was helping her. She started off nice, helping her with the carriage, but because I think she had dropped her jacket, and the mom snatched it from her. And I know she didn't do that with an attitude just because. She was just fumbling with her kids. I know this because I've been on the bus with my children. I know what that is to be overwhelmed with the kids, and you're not even realizing that we always got to be moving fast, you know. And she snatched the jacket from her, which I think she was just trying to grab it quickly to sit her kids down, because these bus drivers don't even give you a second to sit down, not even with kids, you know. So you got to be fast to put them down so they don't fall. And what was that for? She already, there she goes, started talking out loud about this woman, and then she started bringing her race into it, just judging her left and right. And I don't know if the lady understood her, but I'm sure she knew something was up. And I'm trying to like not even look at this lady, but I'm looking at the mom too to make sure she's okay. And I guess at some point I made eye contact with this lady, and I think I had my headphones on, but I'm one to put my headphones on and keep them on mute. I mean, to keep them off, no music playing, so I can hear what's happening behind me, especially in a situation like that. And forget it, what was that for? There she goes. She was talking about me, Hispanic this, Hispanic that. What did she do next? She brought up my weight. And what was that for? Because I was already in a secure place in my mind, because I was just at my daughter's little Mother's Day thing. And that morning I didn't even find nothing I wanted to wear that made me feel comfortable or made me feel good about myself. Then I ended up seeing a picture of us getting taken in the class that the teacher had just uploaded, and I saw myself on the picture, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I felt even worse about myself and about my weight. And this lady, the enemy used her to attack me. And what did she go? Oh, she called me the F word, fat. And you know, at that time on the bus, I ignored her. I didn't argue back with her. And I was one back in the day that I would snap at you. I might still have those moments now, but I'm catching myself more than I did before. And I'm ignoring her because I could see she's picking a fight. I could see that she just wants to fight with somebody and nobody's feeding into it. So here comes the next bus stop. We're both getting off the bus stop at this point now. So I'm like, oh, great. This lady's still going to be around me. So now I'm near the bus driver because now I got to get out. She's sitting by the exit. So I let her get off first, and then she had said something, I don't know, and I said, oh, nobody's even paying no mind to you, okay? And I'm smiling, I'm just like looking the other way, trying to get off this bus. And I don't know if she said something, but I'm letting her go first, right? What does she do? She goes and she like slaps my arm. Oh my gosh. I had to like stay quiet, and she tried to act like I was the one that hit her, and I'm like, oh, I didn't touch you, you know. I didn't do nothing to you. You could just go on your merry way, I told her. And I said, God bless you. And she kept going at me, I don't even know what she was saying at this point, because I just wanted to get off that bus and start crying, because now she attacked me physically where my weakness is at. And I cried that whole day. I was so hurt. I was so hurt that I let a stranger get to me. That I told myself, I would never allow anyone to hurt me that way again. I'm gonna love myself the way God loves me. You know, this lady didn't know me and didn't even know that I was having that issue at that moment in my mind about my weight. So the enemy knew this. That's why he used it to attack me. And it worked, because I was feeling like crap. I tell you, when I thought about that the whole day, the whole morning. The whole day was ruined. That I walked so fast I couldn't wait to get home. But I made a promise to myself, I'm not going to ever let anyone hurt me like that again. I even got to the point, I'm going to start eating better, I'm going to lose weight. And of course, I always try, and then the stresses come and I always fall off. Because I've lost a lot of weight and I've gained it back. People can always tell when I'm in when I'm in a stressful period in my life, I guess, because I gained my weight. I've gotten to my goal weight at some point. Then I had my children, and then even between that, I lost all my weight. After I had my daughter, I lost all my weight. But then I gained it all back with all the stresses and all the drama and everything I was going through, you know, that I wasn't loving myself. And this was something I've always battled with, an insecurity of myself. I was always worried about what other people were thinking about me, about my appearance, if I was dressed right, how I looked. Like, I was always trying to please everybody else and worried about if they were judging me, and they probably weren't even paying me no mind, you know. But that was something I had in my mind that, thank God, I've gotten better, but I still need to work a lot on it. And I had a pastor come up to me in church in one of our special services, and we haven't ever really spoken to each other. I don't even think we had. She was. I don't think we had introduced ourselves to each other. And she comes up to me, mind you, this is a special service. The church was packed, and I'm sitting in the front, and she came from behind me, because at this time I'm like singing all into the service, the worship, because they were singing. And she comes from behind me, and she tells me a lot of things that she was so on point was. And the one thing that stuck to me was, she goes to me, she was like, God wants you to love yourself and see yourself the way he sees you in his eyes, that you're beautiful. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful things that made me feel so much better. And that I felt even taller, because I'm like, you know what, my God does think I look this. My God knows I'm beautiful, and I am beautiful because he made me, and I'm not gonna let the world derail me and put me under the rock, because I used to hide from everybody. When I gained on my weight, I did not want to be around anyone. No one. If I felt like I would be in a situation where I'll see people from the past, I wouldn't go because of my weight. And that's why I was isolated a lot of the times, because of that, the enemy telling me lies in my head about, oh, they're gonna think this about you, they're gonna think that, which probably most people do, because I'm guilty of it. I've seen people that I probably haven't seen in the past, and I'll probably remark on their weight, which I'm gonna stop doing and don't do, but instantly that's a thought that somebody might have quickly, and I have to like shake it off. But I know the pain of that, so I know what it is to be judged, and I don't like it. You never know what somebody's going through in their mind. Just like this lady on the bus, she didn't have no idea what I was going through mentally, and even though she wasn't right in her mind, she still triggered me. Those words she told me hurt me. When I say hurt, it bothered me the whole day. I relived that moment over and over the whole day. And I've grown from there, I'm learning to love myself more, and to take care of myself more, to do more self-care, Thankfully, I was treated with a day at the salon, and I got my hair done and my eyebrows and stuff. And this was a treat from somebody that was unexpected, but God knew how much I needed it. And I feel like it was a gift too at the same time from God, because I used to always be like, oh, I'll do my YouTube when I lose my weight, or when I feel better about myself, because I don't want the world to see me like this. And I think pushing through that and coming on here just as I was, with no change at all, I think God gave me that gift. Like, all right, you did what I asked you to, despite of how you felt about your appearance. You still were obedient, and you did what I asked you of by posting a video for me. Here's a gift for you. I swear that even when I was at the salon doing my hair, I was talking to her. I was about to cry then, because I was telling her, I haven't done my hair in years. I used to be one to go to the salon all the time, especially getting my nails done. I used to be in and out of there. My gosh, all the time. Even when I used to live in New York with my best friend, she introduced me to the Dominican hair salon. Forget it. That was our thing. And over there's always a party. So I missed that stuff. I missed that part of me, especially where I was with my best friend in New York, because that was one of my happiest times, even though I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. But the memory itself, having a best friend and being with her all the time and doing those girly things, that was really, that's a memory that I will never lose. But anyway, let me stop rambling on. The moral of this video is don't judge anybody. Nobody. You don't know what they're going through. And a lot of people thank God that I am strong. Thank you, Lord. But some people are not that strong. And when you go and judge them, they might go home and hurt themselves. You understand? Words hurt. Judgment hurts. It doesn't matter if you're typing it in the messages, behind the screen, if you're telling them in their face, or if you're whispering. People can always tell when you're talking about them. You understand? Doesn't matter how low you whisper. They'll know. I sense things real quickly. I could sense it. And when I sense those things, I'll usually act brave and smile and act like it's not bothering until I'm in closed door and break loose. But I'm not going to be like that no more. Why? Because I'm beautiful in God's eyes. I'm his creation. And there's nobody on this earth that's walking on water that can tell me less. And the verse that I'm going to close this off, because this video went a whole different direction, but I guess I needed to let that out to the world, because nobody knows of that story. And actually now I remembered in my past video when I was talking about my neighbor who came by and surprised me with a card and asked me if I wanted a hug. That was the day that she asked me that, when that incident happened to me in the bus with that lady. God sent God sent my neighbor to give me a hug because he knew I was breaking apart. She came at the perfect time, even though I didn't share with her what I was going through. But now, me telling you guys this story, now I remember, because I didn't remember when I made that video why she came, why it was so important that day. And it was because of that incident on the bus, which I'm actually recording right next to the bus stop that it occurred at. But the rest that I want to leave with, which is another favorite of mine, because we all know my favorite one is which one? Psalms 46:5. God is within her, she will not fall. And this one is Luke 1:45. I'm sorry, the book of Luke 1, verse 45. And it says, NIV version, and it says, blessed is she who believed that the Lord will fulfill his promises to her. Explanation point. Blessed is she who believe that the Lord will fulfill his promises to her. I know he's going to fulfill all my promises. I have vision of myself in the future. I have vision of myself in the future of things that I want now. I see myself in those things and places looking back at this moment when I didn't have it. I see myself and I know it's going to happen. I think I'm gonna leave you guys with a song, when I ever come across it, because I love a song recommendation. And when I was doing my hair at the salon, they had this like Christian vibes playlist playing from Spotify, I think it was. And one of the singers that was singing was Madison Ryann Ward. She was singing like she does R&B, but for Christian music, and I'm like, wow, that's really nice and chilled. And when I went on YouTube to search her songs, the first one that came up was a song called Amen, which is the Our Father prayer in a song, which is so nice. You have to hear it if you guys like R&B and just those types of different music. YouTube her, or use whatever services you use to listen to music. Her name is Madison Ryann, Ryann Ward, W-A-R-D, and the song is called Amen. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, because when I hear a good song, I share it to everybody. People get texts from me, oh, you want to listen to this song? And they do the same for me. I get a lot of song recommendations that I actually got to listen to, because I got so many I have to sit down and listen to it. But again, please don't judge anybody. And if you have that issue, pray to God for him to remove it from you. And you also have to do your part. Yes, praying to God to remove these things from you, or anything you're having difficulties of stopping. Pray to God. But you also have to do your part. When you feel like you're gonna do it, just try your hardest not to do it, and it will get easier. Don't hurt people. Don't hurt anyone, please. Because it's not cool. It's not cool, and I'm speaking from personal experience. I love you guys all, and we will see when I will be back. And until then, love yourself, do something nice for yourself, take time with God, sit down with him, and just be with him like you would with any relationship you care about. He should be number one, and the one and only you want to be making time for every day. Like I said, start with 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and work your way up. Don't stay at 5 minutes now. Don't just be like, oh, let me do this for 5 minutes, everything. No, you gotta work your way up, okay? And things will get better for you. All right, I love you guys all. God bless every single one of you. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you like. No pressure. Like my video, share it with anyone you think may want to hear this or should hear this. Because my mission is to get God's word out there, and I know he's going to do it for me, okay? Because this is his will. And I can't wait to see how amazing all this is going to turn out when I look back at it. Anyway, I love you guys all. God bless you, and enjoy your day, okay? Bye.